Just as the title says, this is the story about during this channel's lifetime, how I was able to get monetized in less than 90 days. Twice. But I need to say this now. This doesn't happen to everyone, and everyone's creator journey is different. So if you're an inspiring content creator, please do not try to use this as a one-on-one reflection on you or your creator journey. And remember, in comparison, I'm still a small channel in this pond known as YouTube and content creation, okay? All right? Now, there are some contexts that I am purposely I'm going to leave out, but if you want that context, it will be in the video at the end of this video, or I'll put it in the description. It'll just say context in the description, and it'll be the only video that pops up at the end of this video during the end screen stuff. So we're gonna start from the very beginning, because you only know about the most recent 90 days, but you don't know about these 90 days. And as you can tell, 3 years ago, in 90 days or so, I was able to reach 1,000 subscribers and reach the 4,000 watch time hour requirements, and over 100,000 views on just one video. What was this channel before? It was the channel known as Nobody? Well, it's a little embarrassing, but it was a red pill manosphere clip channel called Krusty the Sock. It's as dumb as it sounds. And someone's lawyers recently thought it was a joke for a sock puppet account, and as you can tell, these lawyers don't understand a master debater joke when they see one. But I digress. Now, on this channel, I only made about 5 videos with little to no commentary, and even though I don't subscribe to most of that worldview nowadays, I still did find a few things helpful at the time. But I did notice something about that sector of the internet, that there were these faceless channels that would make videos that would play maybe 5 clips from some like TikTok of women saying something stupid, and the creator would pause the video, do a voiceover for like 30 seconds, and then move on to the next clip and do the same thing over and over again, rinse and repeat. And they could do this every day. And I was thinking, well, that sounds like the easiest fucking thing in the world. I can give it the old college try. Now, for these videos, I didn't have a microphone or any legit setup at the time. I just had this cruddy laptop that I still had to this day. So what I thought was, if I can make clip compilations and create a highly edited story that people would like, no commentary, then hopefully people would like it, and people did like it. A lot. I was averaging 10 to 30,000 views per video, and one of my videos really took off and got over 100,000 views. And for some reason, YouTube allowed me to get monetized with little to no commentary. I honestly have no idea why. But what I understood is that I was searching out these kinds of videos at the time. So I had a bit of knowledge on keywords and the type of content that I was interested in during this point in my life. Now, this might lead you to ask, why did you stop after 5 videos? Well, here comes lesson number 1. You have to like what you're doing. And not only did I not like what I was doing, I was straight up getting bored. And it's kind of like what Shakespeare said, love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds. So I just stopped. And after about a year of not creating content, YouTube finally realized that my channel was just reused clips. I mean, I would say that they were highly edited. I mean, it would take me 6 hours, but they rightfully suspended me from the monetization program. But as much as I have changed as a person since then, I don't regret my time making that content, because unknowingly, I learned lesson number 2. Practice, practice, practice. Because I believe even though it was just clips, I practiced editing. Believe it or not, I would spend 5 or 6 hours on editing clips together to have a comprehensive theme so that the audience would feel moved. And I think I accomplished that. And without that experience of editing on Filmora that I still edit on to this day, even on a dumb red pill channel, I can't hate on the valuable editing lessons I was accidentally learning just by doing something. Because I started looking at other YouTube channels very differently and started to kind of understand why they made the decisions they did for their videos. So it was a great learning experience. Now skip forward to August of 2024, or it might have been July, and I'll post a thing right here. I made my first homeless video because, like many viewers on this channel know, I was homeless for about 7 months from May 2024 to November of 2024. But during that time, I learned lesson number 3, be resourceful. At the time, I had a backpack, that same cruddy laptop, and a cell phone, where not only did I learn how to film and edit live action, I needed to be resourceful and would use the local library's internet to edit my videos, because the only editor I had kind of had to connect to the internet, and I still had to even upload. And by the way, I was no slouch. I was also working full-time doing night crew at a big box store and would sleep on the university campus lawn during the day. Now, my reasoning for this at the time was because I was doing my best to avoid being at the homeless shelter at the time. You know, you're not homeless if you go to the homeless shelter mentality, which was dumb, but, you know, eventually, especially when it started getting cold, I kind of had to go. But I didn't have a choice to be resourceful. By the way, this is one of my proudest videos I made while I was homeless. It's in the description down below. I really hope you check it out. I am really proud of it. But by September, I was working a whole different job, and I was working 60 plus hours a week, taking care of 3 men with intellectual developmental disabilities as a direct support professional, going back and forth from the homeless shelter and work. So I didn't have time to make videos at all until I ended my homelessness in November of 2024. Now, again, there's additional background story that I'm skipping over that isn't relevant for this video, but if you want some additional context, check out the video at the end screen of this video, or it's in the description down below. I do suggest getting some Kleenex first before you watch it though. It gets a little emotional, just letting you know. On to lesson number 4, creator investment, also known as
don't do what I did.
No, don't. Do it differently, okay? Please. Now, because I've been working at my job like a madman and continued to do so after I moved into my new place, I raised about $4,000 so that I can have this bedroom studio that I have now. By the way, before I became homeless, I bought this exact webcam and green screen with no plan. So it was literally sitting in a storage unit for 7 months while I was homeless. I don't know what I was thinking, but it ended up paying off, right? And then I ordered a computer from Meta PC, and I don't know a lot about computers, but as much as I wanted to get something from StarForge and support creator like Asmongold, I needed to have what I needed in the price range for what was reasonable to me. And the Flurry V2 from Meta PC was it. So I spent $1,499 for this PC, $121.22 for 2-day shipping, and $29.37 for shipping insurance, for a total cost of $1,649.59. Now, let me be clear. If you don't have the money, do not do this, because I went all out with lights, this microphone, this arm, and I did that because I had a nice little savings nest around me at the time. But I was pretty dedicated to having, you know, high production value, or at least as high as I could possibly get. I actually ordered these lights. I'm actually only using one of them, but I ordered these 2 lights in December, months before I got my PC in February. And understand, it wasn't necessarily that I was planning on being a prominent creator in any sense of the word. It was just that after 7 months of being homeless, it was nice to have something nice. But that isn't the reality for most people or most creators. So please invest in your channel slowly and wisely. Just because I was able to do this twice doesn't mean I'm immune to stupidity, because I am not. I am a dumbass that talks shit online on the internet. Lesson number 5, the niche made simple. This is where I would say my second round of 90 days really started. My first video was about a former Kotaku editor named Alyssa Mercante, who is a polarizing figure to say the least. And all I did was do some basic research about articles she wrote while she was in college. And all I did is check to see if anyone else had covered it. No one had, so I hit record. I didn't have a script because this was completely different than anything I had ever done. Because my videos now are what some might call commentary talking head videos, which is a term that is colloquially coined from talking heads. When you look on mainstream news channels. Long story short, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even set my mic up correctly for that video, which is why I sounded awful, even with this like $200 microphone. I didn't have a script, which I primarily do for 90% of my videos now. But I learned something very simple that day. There is reporting the news and there is making the news. And to this day, my video is the primary source that covers this article. My video on Alyssa Mercante's weird dissertation is the main source. My finding Alana Pierce's audio saying that she wrote a God of War Ragnarok, allegedly, are the main sources here on YouTube. And my videos aren't anything special. I'm just a weirdo with a ski mask who does his best to find things that his creator friends would enjoy. So I wouldn't rely on that solely if you want to become a YouTube partner or just a creator in general, but it's a good start. Make something you think a creator in your similar niche would want to watch themselves. On to lesson number 6, quality audience and connections. Now this is where I lucked out big time because I did have an unfair advantage the second time around, but not as much as you would think. Most small creators like myself can get reacted to by the biggest channels in the world and almost little to no growth can come for it. You know, it's kind of potato. You never know what's going to happen. Just maybe depends on the creator, maybe depends on interest, maybe depends on the niche. You never know, but a lot of the times you don't get a lot of growth from it and those viewers don't really come back. Now enter Smash JT. Now, I'm not going to get into all the details in this video, but again, please watch this video in the description down below or it'll be at the end screen of this video if you want more context. There is a lot of context. Still get Kleenex. I am not sponsored by them, but I could be bought. Long story short, I was a mod for his channel, and at the time, we probably wouldn't have called each other friends or colleagues, but I did show him the video, and he was kind enough to react to it on his channel. Now, just because I had that connection doesn't mean that Smash JT would have reacted to my video with his audience if he didn't think that my video was at least decent. And he would say that to this day, because the video quality isn't great. The audio is messed up, and it was my first time on the fly with no script. But this was the information that no one hadn't really heard about yet. So even though the quality wasn't necessarily up to par at the time, the content was key. Smash JT himself would admit that even if he didn't know me, he probably would have eventually reacted to my content anyways. And because he did this during his live streams, the people that would cross-pollinate over to my channel were a quality audience. The people who were really invested in these kind of topics that Smash JT and I enjoyed talking about. Now, I ended up making videos about Adam Conover, some more about Alyssa Mercante, the new FBI files that were released on Gamergate 1.0, where I acted like a coke-addicted conspiracy theorist, which was really fun.
We're just gonna jump right into it, ladies and gentlemen, because here are things you are gonna see. You will see 4chan, you will see 8chan, and if I dig even a little bit digger, I'll probably find Chris-chan.
Then I had a few duds, but then I hit my real big break with Alana Pierce. And if you want to know that whole story, I have a playlist of the whole saga in the description down below. Man, I sound like a shill. Like and subscribe. Now, looking back, I now know that I was doing something they call in the biz. Did I just call it the biz? Whatever. Anyway, what they call in the biz, social hacking, which is a term that I learned about while I was watching an interview with Stick Brothers, I think, or someone was talking about them. Now, they do amazing movie trailers about the largest content creators of the platform, and I'm just a shit talker on the internet. But its use is still the same. There is a reason why people use Mr. Beast, Hassan Piker, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Ryan Trahan, or anyone of prominence in their title and thumbnails because people recognize their faces and they go onto YouTube and search for them. Now, I didn't know that I was social hacking at the time. I just thought I was a guy who just put a little bit of effort into research. And let's be clear, I'm just a dumbass online who has accidentally found shit. So if I can do it, you can do it. Now, a few of you may be saying right now that I already had the subscribers and just needed watch time. But in 90 days or less, this time, I got 1.5 thousand additional subscribers on top of what I already had the second time around. So I would have been monetized even if I started at 0 subscribers from scratch all over again. Lesson number 7, joining live streams and doing live streams. During a live stream on Smash JT's channel reacting to, I think it was my first video, a few creators actually noticed me that were in a circle and wanted me on their live streams. I went on to Toasty with the Mosties channel, and then I went on to Ryan Roger Athe's channel. Rest in peace, King. By the way, he didn't die. He just got deplatformed on YouTube. And I also had the honor of joining other streams in the community as well. Now, without people in this community, I don't think I would have survived what came later. But we'll hold off on that. Again, watch this video for that additional context I've been saying over and over again, because there is a lot of context. And a weird lesson I learned that is kind of funny because I never thought about it this way is that videos help you get subscribers, but live streaming can help you get watch time hours a little quicker, just depending on where you're at. And my first day doing my first live streams, Smash AT rated it. So I went from 10 people to like 175 people watching. And well, this is how I reacted.
Oh, God. Man, I'm losing my mind. Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh, God. There's a few of you. I just looked at how many... Okay. Wasn't... Oh, God, was not expecting that. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, I'll post my X. Man, you guys are just coming at me. Coming at me. I'm not used to this. I need an adult. Somebody help me. Okay.
And there were streams that I never got rated, but I realized that I do enjoy live streaming. Now, do I just want to do game live streams? No, eventually I would love to do commentary, gaming, and I have a really good idea for a torture stream. Coming soon. Please hit that subscribe and hit the bell so you'll find out. And maybe I'll have a separate live stream clips channel, but that's down the road, and I'll keep you guys updated as I navigate through that. But don't be afraid to do live streams. It's a great way to interact with your community, and it's fun to just chill with people and practice how to be yourself. Because even numbers-wise, think about it this way. If 10 people are watching your live stream, then every 6 minutes is an hour of watch time. So every hour is 10 hours of watch time. So even if you're a small channel and grinded 2 hours a day with 10 people watching a month, that translates to about 600 hours of watch time a month. And I'm not saying that everyone has to live stream. I'm just saying that it's something that really helped getting myself monetized in less than 90 days during this second bout. But never feel like you have to do that to be successful on this platform. Lesson number 8. Don't be afraid to experiment early. With thumbnails and on videos, please experiment. One of my best videos got more watch time, and it had half the views from my previous video talking about the same subject. So don't be afraid to experiment and find what works for you, because I am not you, and no one else will ever be you. So all in all, those are the main lessons I've learned on how I got this channel monetized twice, each time in less than 90 days. But remember, every channel and creator is different, and I hope that these are building blocks for you to kick my ass and do it in 60 days. With that being said, there were some mistakes and growing pains, which leads me to lesson number 9. If you're going to be faceless, don't be stupid like me. As you can tell, I'm a faceless creator, but that didn't prevent me from being doxxed. Mainly because I showed my real face on a whole different video, and people recognized my headset. They recognized this wire. They recognized this microphone and the arm. Like they made the connection, and yeah, it basically spiraled downhill from there. But again, watch that video in the description down below. Because at the time, I only had 2 videos on Alyssa Mercante, and apparently that was too many. I said too. And even if you don't make content like I do, people will try their best to find you just out of pure curiosity. That's why you see VTubers, people with masks, or people who just record their voice for their videos. Because if you put your face out there, then you are royally and officially a public figure, no matter how big or how small you are. And doing that comes with risks, like being sued, named in a lawsuit for no reason, people trying to find any personal information about you, random people straight up lying about you with no evidence just because they don't like you. And believe me, when I say that this whole process this time around was a whirlwind, it really was. I felt like a toddler being pushed into a pool and expected to learn how to swim with no floaties, which leads me to lesson number 10. You can't curate your audience. The people who like you like you, and the people who hate you will just hate you. Trying to control that is like kicking water uphill, because if you do that, you're gonna have a bad time. Now, you can ban people from commenting on your videos or live streams, put them on timeout. Hopefully, you'll eventually have mods that you trust that understand what your community stands for. You can even tell your audience not to harass someone who said a mean thing about you, but honestly, it's impossible as much as you try. Because as much as it can suck balls sometimes, people are gonna be people, man. And that comes with everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you want a good example of what not to do, look at Sungrand Studios. He flipped all of his opinions and did a full 180 just because he didn't like what was being said in his comment section. So he went from a regular 100,000 views per video channel to now nowhere near that. Bonus tip: if you're reading off a script that you wrote, wearing sunglasses really helps hide the fact that you're reading from a script. But if you don't want to do that, then you need to look directly into the camera more often than not. That doesn't mean you can't look away at all. It just means that for videos, unless you just want to clip yourself from live streams, addressing your audience by looking into the camera usually helps. Oh, and there is one thing I can't suggest doing, which is a lot of people's hardest step, and that is pressing record and see what you make. Because I'm excited to watch it. But what do I know? I'm just nobody.